Now, away from the Olympics, Republican presidential challenger Mitt Romney has announced he has chosen his running mate. He's confirmed it will be Paul Ryan, the 42-year-old conservative who chairs the Budget Committee in the Republican-controlled House of Representatives. Now, Mr. Ryan's attacked US President Barack Obama's economic record. He calls it a failure, and he believes that this is the worst economic recovery in 70 years. Well, Mr. Romney clearly holds high hopes for Mr. Ryan after accidentally giving him an immediate promotion while introducing him.
Join me in welcoming the next President of the United States, Paul Ryan. Every now and then, I'm known to make a mistake. I did not make a mistake with this guy. But I can tell you this, he's going to be the next Vice President of the United States.
I got it right in the end. Our correspondent Zoe Conway is in Washington. She joins me now. Zoe, it's a face internationally that's not particularly well known, but Paul Ryan's going to be very, very famous given time.
You know, that rally in Virginia was actually incredibly revealing in many ways about the two of them, about Governor Romney and Paul Ryan. Because what you just showed in that clip there was Mitt Romney's ability to make mistakes, and we've heard rather a lot about those mistakes in recent weeks. He's also had difficulties in firing up crowds. Yet, Paul Ryan, when he took to the microphone, he really fired up that crowd and showed how he's going to be an asset in terms of mobilising the Republican base and getting Republicans out to the ballot box to vote for Governor Romney. This was it was a bold choice by choosing Paul Ryan. He's not very well known nationally. Very few Americans really know who he is. He is very well known here in Washington. The media know who he is. He's been in Congress for 14 years, but he's not known nationally. He's also a risk because he is a radical. He wants to radically change the way that government provides its programs for the elderly, that's Medicare, and its pension system, Social Security. He wants to make dramatic changes, and he wants to make cuts. And a lot of Democrats today are celebrating this choice because they think that they can now reinforce their message that Governor Romney doesn't care about you and me. Governor Romney isn't on the side of the poor and on the side of the middle class. He's on the side of the millionaires and the billionaires. And they think by choosing Paul Ryan, Mitt Romney has helped them to make that case.
Zoe, the US has sort of woken up to this news this Saturday morning there. What has the reaction been across the airwaves?
Well, there has been quite a lot of surprise, actually, because it is a bold choice, and Mitt Romney is seen as a risk-averse politician. So the interesting thing really now is to ask, what does that tell you about how Governor Romney thinks he's doing? Some people say that this is a sign that Governor Romney thinks he's not doing nearly as well as he should be. You know, the economy is in serious trouble here in America. Why isn't he doing better against President Obama? And so that he's made this bold decision in order to really shake up this race and to recast it. The other interesting thing that it does is it tells us quite a lot about this election. This is what's being called a turnout election. This election isn't necessarily about getting undecideds out to the ballot box. This is about getting your base out. It's about getting your supporters out to vote for you, and that's why he chose Paul Ryan to fire up the base.
Zoe Conway on Paul Ryan, a man we're going to be hearing a lot more about over the next few weeks and months.